In directional schools, baby.
Aaron Rodgers' epic Week 1 performance set the world on fire. And yesterday, 2 more people chimed in. LeBron James tweeted, quote, "Woke up this morning saying to myself, Aaron Rodgers, you're incredibly good at football. My guy, one of the GOATs. Thank you." To which D. Wade replied, "That's funny because I woke up saying to myself, Aaron Rodgers, you're incredibly good at football. But, sir, why my Bears all the time?"
That's the Chicago and D. Wade coming out.
And if you think Aaron Rodgers' numbers are good, Nick, what you always tell us, man, best all-time passing rating, he's better against the Bears.
His numbers against the Bears are make-believe. Yes. I don't have going into that game, I think in his last however many, it was like 16 touchdowns, 1 pick. It was, I mean, he's spectacular against that team in particular. He tortures them.
All right, time for some stories to start your morning now. Still talking about how the Browns didn't lose on Sunday, nor did they win. Josh Gordon scored a touchdown in the tie with the Steelers. He wasn't even supposed to start. Cleveland's head coach, Hugh Jackson, called Gordon starting a miscommunication with Todd Haley. C, what did you make of that and of Gordon's performance?
The performance was amazing. I mean, being out of football and where this team was in the time of the game. They needed a play. Josh came up with the play. They were playing cover 2 there. He's able to get to the end zone before and make the catch and get down before that safety collisions him or knocked the ball away. That was an amazing play. As far as the miscommunication, I don't care. He's out there. Put the best players out there. I mean, it wasn't a big deal to me.
Yeah, I don't really care about the start, didn't start. He played the first play and then sat out the rest of the first and second series, then played the majority of the rest of the game. I think he had 69 snaps. But, I mean, this was good coverage. And an excellent throw, an even better catch, and your observation about getting down, because if he doesn't get down, not only does he take a huge hit, that ball can get jarred loose, and then it's not a touchdown. Like, that was a special play that ended up being the last point scored of the game.
Moving on to the Jaguars now. Bad news for the struggling offense. According to Doug Marrone, Leonard Fournette has a minor hamstring injury. No word on whether he'll miss any time yet. But, Nick, how big of a deal is this for the Jaguars offense?
It's potentially a big deal, even though I like T.J. Yeldon. But you kind of have to bake this in with Leonard Fournette. This was an issue in college. This was an issue throughout last year where he's a guy who, at every level that I'm aware of, he's dealt with these nagging injuries that either make him limited or knock him out a week or 2.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about the soft tissue, but you're right. In high school and at LSU, he's a collision guy. So he's going to bang into people, and he's going to get hurt. It's more importantly, they face New England this weekend, so you'd like him at full strength when they face the Pats.
All right, finally, the Bills are still undecided who will start Week 2 versus the Chargers. They're stuck between Nathan Peterman, who threw for 24 yards on Sunday, Josh Allen, who supposedly isn't as good as Peterman, or me. CC, who should the Bills start at quarterback?
Wait, I ain't like that one.
Shoot, is it me?
You don't like it. You got one head, you got one tails, you didn't like either one.
This is what's going to happen. This is a bad situation, and I'd much rather them put Peterman in, and the reason why, because if one of these careers is lost or as damage is done to one of these kids' psyche, I have to sacrifice Peterman because I got Josh Allen. He still got hope. Like he hasn't lost football. He hasn't thrown interceptions. Like he still got hope. And with this offensive line, it's not, you do not want a quarterback. Nick and I, we talk about it all the time. You can get your career knocked out of you in the first couple years. All right? He has no chance of being successful in Josh Allen. All right? We are a sum of our decisions. And when they decided, after making the playoffs, after this long drought, that we're going to move away from Tyrod Taylor, and you don't make the right decision, they thought they had something in A.J. McCarron? No, didn't have anything. Peterman, he still might be an NFL quarterback, but he's in a bad situation. He should be sitting somewhere learning. Now we got 2 kids not ready for pro football. There is no good choice. With that offensive line, I mean, Shady McCoy could only do so much. It's not a good decision, but I have to go with Peterman because I've invested too much in Josh. If Josh fails, a lot of people are going to get fired.
Yeah, and by the way, if you care, next week or this week, Chargers. Bosa might be back. We don't know, but they got Ingram either way. And the week after that, Minnesota. So have fun. And by the way, how did they get the draft capital to move up to ultimately get Josh Allen? Oh, they traded away their left tackle. That was one of the moves they made. Like, I get it, but when you say a sum of your decisions, even if you're watching and you're like, man, Tyrod stinks. He's a check down guy. He was 15 of 40 this weekend. Okay, fine. Sam Bradford was available. The team that went out and got him, by the way, they said, we're drafting a quarterback still, but we're going to spend our salary cap room to get him so our young guy doesn't have to start. Case Keenum was available. Teddy Bridgewater was available. Guys were available to where it'd be placeholders or just be a veteran. Josh McCown, like just to be a veteran guy to where you don't have this the awful choice. Like, it would not be fair to Josh Allen. And I know we can kind of flippantly say, Peterman's got to be the sacrificial lamb. But Nate Peterman has become a national punchline, and it is not his fault. He didn't campaign for them to bench Tyrod. He didn't campaign. He didn't expect to be put in this situation, but he has, and he's clearly not ready.
Last year when he had that bad game, 5 interceptions, man, the Chargers, they were in protest because they took him out the game. They wanted to keep him in the game.
Yeah.
So now the Chargers are sending flowers and all kinds of things, saying, Buffalo, please start Peterman again, because that's who they're going to be.
It's a great point. That was the game. If people forgot, that it was the game where he had 5 interceptions in the first half, it was against the Chargers.
And who they play next week?
The Chargers. It's Chargers and then the Vikings. Peterman here's an interesting dichotomy, and I'll leave it at this. All-time NFL record holder for best quarterback rating through 3 starts, Tyrod Taylor. All-time NFL record holder for worst quarterback rating through 3 starts, Nate Peterman.
Get out of here.
And he is their best option. That's the situation Buffalo, a playoff team from last year, has put themselves in.
Should have gone with me. Let's talk some Patriots now.
You got a chance.
On Sunday.